Have you noticed lately that video games kind of suck? Or maybe we're just not quite as into video games as we thought? Well, I think what we're talking about here is actually called gaming burnout. And I think it affects a lot of people. And it's something that is very hard to avoid. Um, we tend to fall into our habits and things that we like. We like to stick with things that we like. We like to, if we're big Call of Duty fans, we generally stick in that niche of, you know, that niche of FPS shooters. Or if I play League of Legends, maybe I'll play a lot more like Dota 2 or some other MOBAs. Counter-Strike, maybe I'm playing a bit of Valorant. Well, I think what's important is sometimes it's okay to step outside your niche. And I know this might not be the blanket answer, and I do want to make that clear. This might help for someone, but I think when we start to experience gaming burnout, it has a tendency to partially be us feeling a type of way about a game and really thinking that that's part of us, that we have to stick in that one realm of a game, or that one type of game, because that's what we know, that's what we're good at. And I would argue, don't play what you're good at, because honestly, I think that's the easy way, is to play things that we're good at. Like that's what we want to do. We want to play what we're used to, what we're good at. But the reality is, we're not always gonna feel quite as good about ourselves when we're not learning new things. And I think that's important to remember. Is it's really easy to feel like this is what we know and it's safer, but if games aren't doing it for you anymore, you need to change something. It's a part of who you are, that you love video games, and if you're noticing that you're starting to second guess that, I would advise you to start really taking a look into that and really starting to think, what can I do to really start enjoying games again? Because I think I can think of a few options off the bat that really come to mind. First one, try something new. Try a new game. I hated puzzle games. Like I might have mentioned before, I was huge into FPS. I used to love FPS games. Then I started playing League of Legends around high school. Loved it. Really didn't play many other games other than like Call of Duty and then League of Legends. Two of the most toxic games. And I hated it. I was growing out of what I loved. And then a game called Little Nightmares came out. Well, it was already out, but I saw it and I was like, this aesthetically looks like something that I would really enjoy. So I gave it a try. I played it in one playthrough all the way through. It was one of the best games that I played for my own, for me. One of my favorites. And it holds a really close part to my heart because it really did start that revitalization, that feeling like I can enjoy video games again. And that's just one suggestion. I think there's so much more that we could really do to really rekindle that fire. If you don't want to try new games, that's totally okay. 100% okay. And here's why. Because getting a call, ignoring the call. But here's why it's okay if you're starting to not enjoy games. When's the last time you've done something nice to really make gaming feel good? Like, make it special. Have you done that? Done anything to make it feel special? Yeah. It's probably been a while. And a good example of that is, if I'm sitting down and I know I'm going to play World of Warcraft today, right? I know it's World of Warcraft day. I might start to get my favorite drink ready. Have the perfect snack. And maybe you already do this. Maybe that's true. Maybe this is something that you already do. Well, that sucks. That was awful. I am sad now. We could probably come up with something. Do this. probably win that lane. I don't know if we'll win many others. Maybe try that. That's fine. 6 is better, and then I'm going to buff a few things. It did not hit quite enough, which is sad. Yep. But if video games are starting to feel tough and you're setting aside that time to really make it special, I think you'll start to enjoy it more. I think it's hard for us to understand that we could spend time on ourselves or make things nice for ourselves. Set the lighting. You know, something that I do is I have a ring light here, not the one that I'm using now, but I have another ring light that I love to use to really change the colors of my room. It has different settings that have different colors, and that makes me feel good. Or I'll play some of my favorite music. One of the reasons why this YouTube channel started is I wanted to continue my growth and my interest in games when they started feeling stale. And I started to see, maybe games aren't super stale. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong games, or I'm really just not doing enough to make things nice for me. You know, when's the last time I've done something nice for me? Maybe I haven't. And I think a big part of that is having that time set aside where you say, I'm going to sit down at 6 p.m. I'm going to make myself a bag of popcorn, and I'm going to have some Oreos on the side with a glass of root beer. Now, when I hear that, that tells me that someone actively wants to try and, you know, enjoy their night, enjoy something that they want to do. But when do we do that? We usually don't do that. We usually don't. Instead, we might do something like just sit down, play the same game with the same people, and complain. So that's another option. Try making it special. Try setting yourself up for success, man. Why are we trying to fit into that shoehorned idea of, man, it is what it is. I'll just keep playing what I want. So you could either try a new game, or you can also try exploring new games that you haven't tried, which is what I just said repeated. Sorry, I got distracted by the wind there. Or you could try setting yourself up by making the night special. Another option is, what about doing something in the game that you don't usually do? Whether it be a game type, or, I don't know, maybe you play Call of Duty and it's starting to feel stale, and maybe you try in pistols only for a couple matches, and you set small goals. Make challenges for yourself. I don't think it's wrong to have that as the appropriate title for me. Can't make it out of gold, which is what we're working on here. I'm going to actually switch to that. But maybe if things are feeling stale, trying a new challenge, something that's going to really make the game fun again. You see this all the time with speedrunners. People speedrunning. That's a great example. Another good example is someone who, let's look at Tyler 1, wanting to get to Challenger in every single role. I think that's huge. I think that's massive, to be able to set challenges like that for yourself. And you don't have to be super ambitious. Like, for this game, season resets soon. I think it would be enough for me to say, I'd like to get to Platinum. I'm right on the cusp. That's a challenge for me. But what if I wanted to get to Platinum with, let me think. I'm used to my Black Panther deck. What if I wanted to do it with only one cost? Or what if I wanted to get to Platinum without using any 4, 5, 6 cost cards? That might be tough. That might be a challenge. But that's okay. That's okay. We want to set ourselves up to enjoy the games that we love. And I think by setting that, I I might start to enjoy the game again if I start looking for new things in it. And I'm not going to feed you with bullshit. I think it's really tough to pull ourselves out of that gaming burnout. But I think there's definitely things we could do, because I don't like the idea of people feeling that they have to give up gaming altogether when it's something that's been a big part of their lives for so long. I myself have had periods of time where I do not enjoy video games, and it hurts me. Like, it hurts to be in that rut. But I think that legitimately there's a reason for that. I'm stuck in a pattern that I like, that's safe, that's nice to me. And I have other examples where it's not just little nightmares. I used to hate puzzle platformer games, or puzzle games, or horror games. Little Nightmares has all those elements into it. I've always been big into MMOs, but I've never found the right MMO. And I started playing World of Warcraft, and you know what I did when World of Warcraft started being stale and they started having all their issues going on? I dipped. I might be playing it again now, but there's nothing saying I have to continue that membership. Yes, it might be a big part of my life, but in that moment, it was not a part of my life. It stopped being fun. League of Legends has stopped being fun at times, so I stopped playing. Nothing. There's no contract saying I have to play this. And I think we often feel that we're pigeon-toed because friends know us as the person that plays FPS or something like that, or we do this or we do that. None of that really matters. What matters is, are we getting enjoyment from it? And maybe we do need to switch it up. Maybe we just need to do something to make it special. Maybe you need to have a tea on the side or a coffee. I love coffee in gaming. It's one of my top 10 things. It's probably one of my favorite things that I am able to do. And, another great example of different video games that just really pulled me out of hating gaming, not hating gaming, but not feeling that joy anymore. Little Nightmares is the top one. Hands down, gotta go with Little Nightmares. Next, I would have to say World of Warcraft did help. But in terms of games that I'm really not familiar with, I really did enjoy Elden Ring. And I think Elden Ring is probably a really big game that's also important to my life, because Elden Ring 100% was a game that I was set up to hate. I've seen my roommates' friends all play Dark Souls-like games. And when I see them play those games, I always thought, wow, what a great way for me to break my controller. I'm never touching that shit. And then Elden Ring came out, and I was like, you know what, that aesthetically is a good game. I'm in a better place mentally, where I'm no longer that angry video gamer. Why not give it a try? Why not give it a try? I don't see why I can't explore something like that. And if it sucks, oh well. I dumped money into it. That really sucks. That's a letdown. But Elden Ring ended up being probably one of my favorite games. I absolutely was just blown away with how good it was. And overcoming challenges was what I needed. I thought I wanted what's easy to me. I thought I wanted what feels normal and what I'm used to. That's not what I needed. That might have been what I wanted. That was not what I needed. What I needed was to kick my ass into gear, try something new, and I'm very thankful that I did that, because otherwise, I don't think I would be still playing games. I would have switched to a different hobby, and I would have just accepted that adulthood had taken me and just pulled me back into that bitter old man. But that didn't happen, and I'm thankful that it didn't happen. Copy the Wong first. Hell yeah, copy the Wong first on the video. Not fucking planned. Love it. It's going to be a big fucking Black Panther in each lane. Give him a thumbs up and a fist bump. Oh, that's beautiful. But if games are starting to feel stale, I might have given some tips, but I really want you to think, what can you do that makes them feel good again? You know, if one of these options isn't really hitting it, maybe there's something else. I think exploring different genres, trying different modes, trying different ways to play the game, challenging yourself, setting new challenges for yourself, or making it the night special when you do game. All very good. All very good options, but sometimes that's not going to do it. Maybe there's something else. Maybe you're missing the social aspect. If you're missing the social aspect, look into games that have more social environments, more social followings too. Because I think when we start to really break down where our lack of interest and lack of motivation to play games is coming from, we really start to understand a lot that can help us improve overall. That's problem solving. That's healthy problem solving. And you might not have the answer right away. You might need to sleep on it a few days. But I don't want to see you lose your love for gaming just because you didn't want to explore different things or you didn't want to try something new. Because I'm going to be blunt. If you're thinking that games are just going to get magically good again and they're going to be fun and you think that publishers just suck right now, I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of not Rockstar games, but there's a lot of games that are fucking killing it right now. And there's options out there. And if things are not feeling great anymore, that means that a change needs to happen. And that change needs to come from you. Nobody can make those changes but you. And I think you've got this. I know it's hard right now. I know having something that you love not really hit the same is very painful. But you overcome harder bosses. Right now you just gotta take down the boss that's inside you. The one that's telling you that these aren't it. These aren't fun. That the publishers are shit, or your team is shit, or it's never gonna get better, or the environment sucks. It will. It's gonna get better. Things are gonna get better. And it might suck right now, but if you start exploring why games suck, you'll probably start to see, wow, I really haven't tampered with different games or different ways to play or different ways to think about playing. Fuck it. Maybe you need to stream. Maybe you need to start a YouTube channel too. But there's something that you need to do, something you need to change if you want these games to start feeling good again. You want them to feel like that comfort that you've needed. Because right now it's not working. And what's been working in the past isn't working now. So if you enjoyed this video and enjoy this type of content, give me a subscribe if you want. Not mandatory. I'm not going to hassle you like other YouTubers do. But I do want to say, if you did enjoy this, please comment if this was helpful or if you need extra advice. Right now I'm small enough to where I have the luxury of commenting on every comment. So I'm more than happy to talk with y'all and see if there's anything I could further help with. Because, again, I hate seeing people lose their passions. And I think gaming is just such a big thing in my life. And I've been through it where I started to hate it. I'm not going to let that happen to you. So I've been CJ. I'm at Hippos R Us Gaming. If you enjoyed this video, if you'd like, subscribe. If not, I still hope to see you in the next one. Take care.